Okay, I just stopped the screen share for a second so that it shows that I'm here. Okay, I'm going to turn that back on again.
Okay.
Okay. Great. So,
Connor and Heather.
yeah, that's how it's going. So for the first one about the blood types says a child with blood types O, Rh negative, and M is born to a woman who has blood types O, Rh negative, and Mn, and a man who has blood types A, Rh positive, and M. Determine a possible genotype for each parent and for the child. So we show here, when I'm going like this, does it show my mouse doing stuff? Okay, great. So on A right here, we have what the parent is, the female and the male, and what the child should be, and how the genotypes work out here. So let me see, what was the question again? Determine a possible genotype for each parent and for the child. So the parents, because type O has to be lowercase I, no matter what. So that's where this comes from, and on the child. And so in order to have both of those, you have to have an IAI in order to get that 1-to-1 ratio so that the man can have that kind of genotype. And then the same thing with the R there, because lowercase r is the only thing that can be Rh negative. And then the same thing shows over here with the M's and the MNs. So we have the woman is MN and both the male and the child are MM.
There you go. So in 1B, it says, if I can pull up my notes real quick, it says, what proportion of children born to a man with the genotype IA, IB, RR, upper R, lower R, MN, and a woman who is AI, AI, capital R, lower R, NN, will have blood types B, RH negative, and MN. So on the math, if you pull it out, what it says is that I pulled it across looking at it as 1/4 of them are going to even have the BI trait. So 1/4 across 3/4.
That's what I did there.
And then, yeah, you have the math right there. 1/4 again for the next trait, the RRs, and for 1/2 or 2/4 for the last one. And you could do 1/2 for easier math, but I did 2/4 just because I hate screwing up. And I got 2/64, which is 1/32. So 1/32 of their children will have that exact blood type and negativity.
Awesome, cool. Okay, so part C, what proportion of children born to a man with genotype IBI, R, lowercase r, MN, and a woman who is IAI, R, lowercase r, MN, will have blood types A, Rh positive, and M. So we're looking for the phenotype proportion here. So we go in with, we know what the female is, we know what the male is, so that leaves us with what the children could possibly be. And the child we're looking for has to be type A. There's only one option for type A here, so that's 1/4 IAI. Same thing here, we know the types for the parents, and we are looking for Rh positive. And the only ones that are Rh positive are these three, so that's 3/4. And then the child needs to be M, so that is just 1/4 here. So 1/4 times 3/4 times 1/4 is 3 out of 64 children. Is that what you got? Okay.
Question D. B, Rh positive, and N says he could not be the father of a child. Rh plus and MN. Is this man correct? And explain. So when I went over it, that there is a possibility in that there's a B I and an AI. If it is possible, and there's R's that are positive and R small, and there's a chance for NN with an MN. So the I put he's not correct in that it's very unlikely. So he's could still be a kid.
Yeah. So he thinks it probably won't happen, which is true. 1 out of 32. What'd you say?
Sorry, you're breaking up a little. I said, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. So yeah, it's very unlikely, but
can you
possible.
Hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you. You can't hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now. All right.
Okay. Sorry, I think the connection's bad.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay. Okay, great. So down here, number 2, we have this question about chickens and the comb shape.
Chickens, yep.
And so, yeah. So it asks, what are the ratios of the parents that produce the following progeny phenotype ratios?
I think our lag's bouncing or something.
Say it again. Can you hear me?
I hope things are working well.
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you.
Hello? Oh, no.
Oh, I can hear you there. Are you there?
Oh, man.
So I think she goes to the bottom of the 240 and she's sitting. I need to get rid of some stress. Oh, so I'll do this and this and this. She's like, no, I'm breaking up with you. Like, he did not get that.
You okay, Heather? Yeah, I bet that's fun.
Are you serious?
So, just for whoever has to watch this video,
Is David here?
Hello.
yeah. Hey, I heard you for a moment.
Dave? My recording just froze in the middle of the recording, and I think it's because we don't have enough internet bandwidth. It's a problem. Yes, it just froze. And we were recording. He's not listening.
So Heather, if you're having some problems, and if you can still hear me, maybe I'll keep explaining. Sound like a good idea?
I don't even hear. No. This is crap. What am I supposed to do?
Heather, you there?
Sit down. One time you
Oh my gosh, this is bad.
I'm very curious because I told you. I don't know because we knew that the picture I uploaded, like, oh, that's the only way.
Can you hear me, Heather?
So he was like, all sorts of stuff. So they think
Okay, I'm gonna keep explaining things. It's like we lost Heather there, but we learned about how it's determined by alleles of two independently assorted genes, R, and PP. The walnut comb is produced when both genes involved contain at least one dominant allele. The rose comb is produced when at least one R, capital R allele is present, while the second gene contains two recessive alleles. The pea comb is produced when fruit. So I did something like that. I can see it. You can see it.
I'm back.
It worked pretty well. Me. Got it. So the parents are produced the following progeny of for one walnut, one rose, and one pea, and one single. Aside from over there.
I'm back.
So, and I just kind of put with plug and plays on a Punnett square or mono top, and lowercase r, capital P, lowercase b, and then lowercase r, the two heterode, and then two homozygous dominant or homozygous recessive. I did the same thing, plugging and playing with it. I came up with capital R, lowercase r, homozygous recessive for the P, and then the exact same thing for the other. And that's how I got 3 rows and 1 single. And I know there's a lot of other ways you can get these reactions. Oh, that's the chinchilla ones, or whatever they are. Some of the next one, but that's how I got these ones. See what an equal resistance or equal matchings of rows and singles. I capital R, lowercase r, and then double P, lowercase p, and then double lower r, double lower p, and that's how I got C.
Awesome. That's what I did too.
D for 3 walnut and 1 rose. That one's kind of nice. I did double both of them as dominant R's. I go P's for both of them.
Cool. That's what I did too. Okay, I can explain 3. So this is one about the Palomino horses. Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
3. Some coat and Carmelo horses have a coat that is almost white.
Can you hear me, Connor?
Yeah.
Hello?
I thought this one more like a puzzle. And for example, Carmelo makes 13 Carmelo. So why worry about Carmelo further? You don't need to go into doubles. So same thing for Chestnut and Carmelo coming up with 23 Palomino. There's a difference. So this one's kind of misleading in that it gives you Palomino first, but you usually think like capital A's will always teach your lines up the problems. So that's how I figured out the inheritance of the coat colors. I just looked at what made what. Chestnut and Chestnut made 16 Chestnut. It's got to be Chestnut.
Connor, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you on that one.
Oh, you can hear me now? Hello?
I heard you for a second there.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now? I feel like a AT&T commercial.
I did possible genotype, could be, I did dominant and then recessive. And then for chestnut, I did 2 dominants. Dominant. And homozygous. Right.
Okay, great. That's what I did too.
Hey, Heather.
So number 4, can you hear me?
Okay. Looks like you're scrolling, so I know you can hear me.
Okay, I can hear you.
Oh,
So, okay, number 4, we have the fill in the blanks. Hey. So we have the fill in the blanks
I can
there.
hear you a little bit. What'd you say?
Let me try one thing real fast.
Okay, do what you gotta do.
Can you hear me any better now? Hello? Anything? Can you hear me?
I hear you a lot right now.
Okay.
Put it back open on that.
So number 4, the enzyme encoded by the IA and IB alleles, I put glycosyltransferase. Do you agree with that?
Mhm.
And then the enzyme from that would be galactose.
That's what glycolysis would be.
Say that again.
And you put galactose for the second one, right?
Yep. Okay.
And then number 4's 2 or B says. Oh, you're back in.
Oh, I'm back again. This is weird.
Man,
So I said
having a lot of
overdominance. I said overdominance for that one.
Okay.
And then for C, the maternal effect is a genetic phenomenon in which an individual does not express the phenotype specified by their genus.
First one. Yeah, because it told my. Overdominance is a genetic phenomenon where heterozygotes a reproductive advantage over the 2 homozygote classes. I got that because I was looking at the slide in section 2 about like Manx cats. Well, this one that helped me understand this one better. I don't think it's exactly all that. But when Manx cat dies because it's got meanwhile in C, phenomenon which can show does not express trace information,
Okay, can you hear me?
You okay, Heather? I think I heard you.
Okay, so for D, epistasis is the genetic phenomenon where the alleles of one gene mask the phenotypic effects of the alleles of a second gene.
What are they doing? Your answer there. Your answer's better than mine. I didn't check the answer key yet.
Okay.
Yeah, maternal effect. That makes more sense because the snail patterns that was learning about. Mothers. Applies the genotypes.
Yep.
Epistasis. Okay. What'd you say?
What did you think about that?
I didn't. Why did you think?
Did you think that D was epistasis?
Are you there?
I'm still here. Can you hear me? Oh goodness. So then for E we have phenylketonuria is the disease in humans that can be alleviated by modifying a person's diet. What did you put for F?
Phenylketonuria. That's E. Yeah, because we're still going to be modifying a person's diet. And that was just in the slides. Mainstream display. Inside ratio among Boston and monohybrid cross. Yes. Essential inheritance. I put essential. What did you put?
You said essential inheritance?
I put in.
That's what I thought it was. What did you? You said. Wait, say that one more time.
So for the first part of F, I put lethal. For the second part, essential.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was leaning towards too, but I wasn't sure if I was right.
But I understood that it was fair enough for me to do the process of keep the Manx cat as a way to be double recessive. Recessive makes cat from what I understood.
Yep.
To have that, but kill.
Okay, so G, because of the maternal effect, no matter. Yeah, I'll explain this one. Because of the maternal effect, no matter what the phenotype was in the moms.
So you explained it to me a little bit. Was like no matter what, like I said earlier, no matter which way it is.
Could you hear me?
I hear you right there.
Okay, so
60%
yeah, 60% dextral, 40% sinistral. Because no matter what the phenotype was, and no matter what the genotype is in the children, whatever the phenotype is in the mother will be the phenotype in the children, no matter what the genotype is. So that makes it 60% dextral, 40% sinistral. And the same thing with H, because the males have no effect on the phenotype with this example. So it'll just end up being 60% white and 40% green plants.
It looks like my video cut out. That's all good.
Okay. Okay, number 5. I can still hear you.
Let's be done with this.
Seriously. Oh my gosh. Okay, so guinea pigs. We have up here the whatever you call this. So black is greater than sepia, is greater than cream, is greater than white. So for A, 50% black, 50% sepia is what we have the phenotypes for in the children. And so in order to make that happen, we have to have BS and SS for the genotype. Okay, it looks like we're back on. I'm hoping this is recording now. We've been having lots of technical issues. So the last one I just wanted to explain was number 5, C and D. And so on number 5, C, we're looking for child phenotypes, 50% black, 25% sepia, 25% white. And so that's the child phenotypes we have. So the parents that we're trying to figure that out, the genotype and the phenotype. This one was a little tricky, but the only way it can work is BWSW with phenotypes corresponding sepia and black. For D, we have 75% black, 25% white child phenotypes. So the parents have to be BW, and the phenotypes will be black and black for the parents. And these black phenotype parents can produce a 25% white phenotype child and the rest black. Thanks for sticking with us with our technical difficulties.